Jesus shared the most profound secrets of life in parables. In teaching about kingdom wealth and advancement, he told the parable of the unprofitable servant. You may be sitting on untapped potential, ideas, dreams, skills, or talents that you're afraid to pursue. What if the fear of failure is holding you back from a life-changing opportunity? Jesus shared deep secrets about this very struggle in his parables, revealing the keys to growth, purpose, and wealth. In the story of the unprofitable servant, he challenges us to ask ourselves, what are we doing with what we've been given? Join us as we uncover the hidden wisdom in this powerful Jesus parable. Lessons that could unlock your true potential if you're ready to take the first step. Please kindly take a minute to like and subscribe as we continue. The parable of the unprofitable servant is a story that doesn't just offer financial insight, but a profound spiritual blueprint for growth. True prosperity is about more than what we're given. It's about how we use it. Those who thrive spiritually and financially are the ones who invest in their faith, nurture their character, and allow their gifts to blossom. God has placed potential in each of us, expecting us not only to grow in material wealth, but in faith, wisdom, and love. Are you taking steps to cultivate your soul, stepping into spiritual and personal growth? Or are you letting these treasures sit idle, like a hidden seed that never gets a chance to sprout? You might be minimizing your potential, gift, or talents, or you might be spending time comparing yourself with others instead of focusing on being the best you can be with what you have. Today, let's explore the depth of this ancient story. A wealthy master was preparing to go on a long journey. Before he left, he called his servants to him. With each one, he entrusted a portion of his wealth, not randomly, but carefully, according to each servant's abilities. To the first, he entrusted 5 talents, to the second, 2 talents, and to the third, 1 talent. Each talent was a substantial amount, a treasure in itself, and the master gave it with full confidence that his servants would care for and multiply it. The first servant, filled with gratitude and vision, immediately set to work. He invested his master's 5 talents in various ventures, using his skills and taking calculated risks. He knew his master trusted him, and with diligence and faith, he doubled what he had, turning 5 talents into 10. The second servant, entrusted with 2 talents, also understood the value of the treasure he had received. He didn't have as much as the first servant, but he worked faithfully with what he was given. Through careful planning and dedication, he too doubled his portion, turning 2 talents into 4. He knew that his master would be pleased, not because of the amount he held, but because he had done his best with what he had. Then there was the third servant, given just 1 talent. He looked at it, feeling the weight of responsibility, but doubt and fear began to cloud his heart. What if he lost it? What if his efforts failed? Rather than risk any loss, he decided to hide it away. He dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's treasure, keeping it safe from loss but also hidden from growth. After a long time, the master returned, eager to settle accounts with his servants and see what they had done with the gifts he had entrusted to them. He called the first servant, who came forward with 10 talents. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more. The master's face lit up with joy. Well done, good and faithful servant, he said. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. The second servant stepped forward, presenting 4 talents. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more. Again, the master was delighted. Well done, good and faithful servant, he replied. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Finally, the third servant came forward, holding only the 1 talent he had buried. Master, he began, I knew that you are a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. The master's expression changed, now filled with disappointment and even sorrow. You wicked and lazy servant, he replied. You knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered? Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming, I would have received what was mine with interest. He took the talent from the third servant and gave it to the one who had 10. Then he declared, "For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Cast this unprofitable servant into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." In that moment, the unprofitable servant realized too late the lesson he had missed. The master had given each servant a treasure, not just for safekeeping, but for growth and purpose. While fear had driven him to bury his gift, he now understood that the call had always been to step forward in faith, using what he had been given to create something greater. In the master's eyes, faithfulness was not about hiding from risk. It was about using and multiplying what had been entrusted. The talents were not just sums of money. They represented opportunities, potential, and the chance to live with purpose. The unprofitable servant's mistake was not merely a failure of action. It was a failure to believe that he could grow, to trust that the master's gift had a purpose beyond safety. This story challenges us to ask ourselves, are we using what we've been given with faith and vision, or are we letting fear bury our potential? Just like those servants, each of us has been entrusted with something precious. How we choose to use it will shape our journey and the legacy we leave. As we reach the end of this story, ask yourself, what talents have you been given? Maybe it's a unique skill, a financial resource, or a calling that stirs deep within you. Perhaps it's a gift of time, of influence, of opportunity. Whatever it is, remember, like the master in the parable, God entrusts these things to you, not for safekeeping, but for growth, for multiplication, for purpose. The unprofitable servant buried his talent, and in doing so, buried his potential, his faith, his future. The other servants stepped forward, not without risk, not without fear, but with faith and determination. And they were rewarded not just with more wealth, but with a joy that comes only from living a life of purpose, from being a faithful steward of what they'd been given. So what will you do? Will you hold back, letting fear keep you in a cycle of inaction? Or will you step forward, taking action to multiply the gifts within you? This isn't just about financial prosperity. It's about spiritual wealth, the kind that grows your soul, stretches your character, and fills your life with meaning. Financial success may follow, but spiritual abundance is the true reward. It's the peace that comes from knowing you've been faithful, that you've honored what you've been given. Today, make a choice. Don't bury your talents, invest in your growth, seek wisdom, learn to steward your resources well, and take steps to multiply what's been placed in your hands. Use your time to deepen your faith, to nurture your relationships, to build something meaningful with the life you've been given. Let this parable ignite a fire within you, a fire to live with purpose, to trust that the seeds of greatness are already in your hands, waiting to be planted, tended, and grown. Remember, prosperity isn't simply about the amount you hold, but the legacy you leave, the impact you create, the growth you pursue. Go forth with courage. Take action toward both your spiritual and financial prosperity. Live a life that multiplies what you've been entrusted with, and watch as blessings unfold in ways beyond what you could ever imagine. The time is now. Don't let your potential remain buried. Step forward and embrace the fullness of life that awaits. Thanks for watching.